that sit on the top of this building. They are hidden behind a skirt or parapet on the top. Nevertheless, they radiate their radio frequency radiation directly through that and across the buildings in front of us, and the side lobe of those antennas hits this building. When we were unsuccessful in asking the county to consider another location for these antennas, we measured to find out what kind of radio frequency exposure we have here. We bought a small detector to measure the fields, and then we looked for solutions that we could put in place. And these solutions turned out to be a combination of shielding with fabric over the window, which is actually silver mesh, and it does block radio frequency radiation. To handle the problem outside of the window areas, we purchased a special kind of paint that is copper-based, copper fleck paint, and that paint reflects radio frequency. It keeps it outside for the most part. So with a combination of painting and putting up curtains, we were able to reduce the radio frequency inside the office. So it's not perfect, but it does a fairly good job in comparison to no shielding. This is a scientific study that shows the absorption of cell phone energy or radio frequency radiation into a head. These are phantom heads, but they are used to measure the absorption of radio frequency. This is an adult head. You'll notice how much, here's the ear canal over here, and the yellow color indicates a lot of radio frequency is being absorbed, and then you can see how the profile of energy goes into the brain. That's an adult. Now this skull is a 10-year-old child. Look how much more the radio frequency radiation penetrates the child's head, a 10-year-old. And this is a 5-year-old's head. And again, look now at the amount of penetration of radio frequency into the head. These children are absorbing more energy with the same phone call than an adult ever would. The reason is that their head size is smaller and more resonant with the wavelength of the cell phone frequency. It's just amazing and irresponsible that we saw such heavy merchandising of cell phones to children this last Christmas.
It's so sad. The idea that kids have to have a cellular telephone that they shove up against a growing head. I wouldn't let my child go out and play in the traffic. I'm not going to give my child a cell telephone to put up against her head.
We live in a two-storey home. It's a new home along with 7 other families and houses next to this building. And because it's a two-storey home, the roof of the building is 35 feet above the ground level, and it means the antenna arrays will point directly line of sight into our family room, our daughter's bedroom, and the same thing for all of our neighbours. Okay, so this is my daughter's bedroom, and the view through her blinds onto the adjacent building, which is a Pac Bell building, where next term would like to put its 12-element ASMR array. They have a mock-up, so let us see how un-ugly it is, but it's very ugly. And you can see there's some existing cellular structures from Pac Bell and Sprint behind the tree on the right, and the new elements of the array you can see on the rooftops. We had 2 letters from realtors saying property values will drop 10% to 12% if you can sell them. My main reason is health. I have a lot of health concerns. My background as a physicist and an electronics engineer is one of health. I feel the studies are weak. There's enough evidence to say it's dangerous. And with my daughter 150 feet from the rooftop, the radiation field outside is well within the compliance limit, but not in any realistic safety level for a doctor or a medical person.
This is a senior community centre, just less than a block away from the Pac Bell. In fact, it's right next to it. And there's a children's playground behind there. There's lots of senior programs, children's dance classes. Basically, people use this senior centre. It's a community centre, so it's used a lot, and it just goes to amaze me how companies don't care.
Anyone who's a parent or has had a child would not want this to happen to their child. even if they could tolerate this happening to their brain.
This is a responsible public health solution, not based on knowing all the facts, but based on the question, is it safe? And if it's not safe, until we find out for sure, let's take precautionary steps. It gives the industry an opportunity to come to the table and help find solutions. We need the research. We're concerned the Motorola and the other companies that finance research are going to spend the science.